welcome to East Coast Averages, the podcast that brings you stories from everyday people from all around the world. Recorded on the east coast of Australia, I'm your host Nick, and each week we'll sit down with average people who have unique stories to tell. Let's peek over the back fence to see what's happening in other people's lives. I never know what I'm going to discover until I sit down and start chatting to them. All right, welcome back to East Coast Averages. It's been a couple of weeks since I've had a show out because fucking work gets in the way, and then I got COVID and I was in bed for a week and I had a couple of people lined up. So finally getting back into it, and I've got Gavin here today. How you going, Gavin?
I'm very well, thanks, Nicky J.
And what's your story? I know you're a fan of the show, so I thought I'd better get you on and have a chat about your life.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
So let's hear your story, man, from the beginning.
From the beginning. Yeah, like born.
Where were you born? Where'd you get born and grow up?
I was born in Inverell.
Yep.
The old good old town of Inverell.
Is that near Glen Innes?
Yes, west of Glen Innes. West of Glen. Yeah. Not as cold as Glen Innes, but it still gets pretty cold.
So born in Inverell as a townie or a farmer?
Townie.
Okay.
So basically lived in town, like always wanted to live on a farm.
Yep.
But after I went away, like 18, 19, moved away, then my parents moved on to a farm. Oh, okay. So we always had property with cattle on it, but we lived in town.
So you ran property, but you didn't live on the property?
Oh, we had like either at the start, Dad was like adjusting cattle on property.
Yep.
And just flipping cattle and selling them that way.
Yep.
And then we bought a block of land out near Copeton Dam, and it was sheep farming, bit of cattle, and then he added another block to that, and then like the first block we had was a small one. It was 3,000 acres.
Yeah, small one.
Small one, 3,000 acres.
Yeah,
small
just
block.
A small block of land, 3,000 acres. That's not fucking much, is it?
But it's all rock, like all rock and granite. So
it's not like good
not
fucking
cropping
pasture.
country or anything like that. Good fine wool, like that's where they grow fine wool in really harsh conditions like that.
So is that because sheep fucking produce better wool in those cold?
Where it's cold and not actually fed that well, they actually
make better wool.
It's dry feed as well. So if you're on the coast, you can't grow sheep, you can't grow wool because they get too much moisture in it. So the dry feed has the protein that makes, I don't know, what is it, keratin or whatever it is that's in hair.
Like
same sort of thing, like the same sort of proteins, I guess, come out of that to make wool. So yeah. But when after the 80s and all the wool market fell out, there was no one growing merinos anymore. Wool was off the table, so you have fat lambs and cattle.
Yeah. So you were born in Inverell, a townie. You moved away at 18. What was school like in Inverell? Like, what did your dad say? Did your dad, he flipped the cattle, but was that his main income?
No, Dad was a stock and station agent. So
okay, right.
He was.
So he was well versed on fucking cows and shit because he was selling them and.
Yeah, he was.
That's what they do, isn't it? Stock and station.
Yeah, he was always on the market, so it was always like, people get an opinion. What do you think these cattle are going to go for at market? And he'd say, well, they're fat, so we'll give them. We might get $1.20 a kilo. That used to be the really good price to get. If you get up to $1.30 a kilo, you were tonking along. So
your dad would arrange a sale of the cows.
Yeah, so a farmer would come and say, I've got 100 cattle to sell.
Yep.
And he'd say, right, we'll market them at this. We'll take them to this yards on this day, and we'll sell them in a fat sale if they're like fattened up. But if you're selling weaners for breeders, then you take them to a store sale and then you sell them to other people who are going to buy them and take them and fatten them up themselves.
So your dad would organise that, then organise the transport to get them there, and then we'll take a commission on the sale.
Yeah. So that's when I was like from about 11 up to sort of 14. Oh, no, actually from about 8 up to about 14, I used to work in the sale yards.
Yep.
Like taking cattle into pens and just basically instead of having buying a dog and paying a dog food, they just
they had a son.
Give me a sandwich and a Coke and fucking send me up there.
Did you have the old fucking the boots and the Wranglers and the fucking big belt buckle?
Nah,
and the flannel?
That's all bullshit.
With the fucking Akuba hat, or was it?
Might have had a flannel, an old Akuba of my dad's that was struggling to stay in shape.
You couldn't wear a new one because you couldn't like a knob.
My dad had a new one, but I had the old one, and mate, just a pair of Blundstone sort of boots and jeans, and because you're up to your knees in cow shit sometimes.
Did you ever have any run-ins with fucking cows? Like,
oh mate, I got fucking
booted and shit.
I got there was these real wild fucking real leggy Santa Gertrudis things that someone brought in one time. And my old man goes, fucking watch him. And I'm bloody like opening a gate or something, and this fucking thing just come running at me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like climbing the fence, and it bloody hit me on the arse as I was going over and threw me over the fence sort of thing. So, but yeah, not so much. It's usually pretty quiet.
Yeah. Is that the fucking mowing the lawn?
Mowing or
it sounds like it's either a helicopter or fucking something.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a mower. So I'm just going to apologise for the mower in the background. It's fucking East Coast averages. And you can hear a mower. So school's all right in Inverell. Inverell's got a... See, our class country towns, has it got a KFC?
Not when I was growing up. It got a KFC. Again, when I left, they got a KFC.
Yeah, see, I'd live there. See, because I always thought Glen Innes had made it because it had a fucking KFC.
Yeah, we used to go. Yeah. We used to, when I was like 17, 18, you'd get in your car and drive over to KFC.
Drive over to Glen.
Drive over to Glen, get a bucket of chicken and come back.
Yeah, so I think towns have made it. Like, you go to Narrabri, fucking Kentucky.
Yeah.
Fucking everything. Like, you look at Lithgow, man. It's fucking, just on there, it's got fucking Macca's, Hungry Jack's, KFC, Pizza Hut. It's got everything. So I reckon I class country towns by whether there's a KFC or not, because, I could live in Inverell. Because I can get me KFC. You can get
your KFC fix. Yeah. Well, there's a McDonald's there now as well. So we really made it on the map.
And your parents still live there?
No, my parents sold the farm about 8 years ago.
Yep.
And they moved to Blackhead, so they're only moving. I live in Foster now. So
where's Blackhead?
Blackhead's about 20 minutes up the road from us.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah. So you see them a bit more?
Yeah, see them a bit more.
Is that a good thing? Or?
Oh, look, it's good to see. Good to see your mum and dad when we see each other.
Yeah.
Would have been nice if they were there when the kids were growing up.
Yeah.
Have babysitters and that.
It's fucking hard work with little kids because we lived up the coast.
Yeah.
As you know, we lived up at McLean area. And when you don't have when you got two little kids and no fucking parents for support, it's fucking hard, man.
Yeah. And you look for, like, you'd have like a group of friends that all of them didn't have parents there, so you'd be like, oh, we're going out, you babysit our kids, we're going out.
Yeah.
But, it's not the same as just bloody saying to mum and dad, come around and bloody look after the kids while we go out and bloody go.
It's much easier. So school in Inverell was all right?
School in Inverell, just a public school, mate, just a local public school. Inverell Grammar, as they call it, mate.
Yeah.
And, through...
The only free grammar school in New South Wales.
Well, there's two public schools in Inverell, so our side was Inverell High and Ross Hill Primary, and the other side was Inverell Public and McIntyre High.
Okay, so there was two high schools.
Two high schools, yeah.
All right, so it's a fairly big town then, eh?
Yeah, 10,000 people.
Yeah.
It was it was good. I had a great time growing up in Inverell. Like, I think a lot of people love Inverell. You always, if I go overseas or into another city in Australia, pretty rare if I'm there for at least 5 days, I wouldn't run into someone who's from Inverell.
From Inverell, yeah.
Like, or know someone from Inverell. I wouldn't necessarily know them, but somehow it comes out that you're from Inverell.
Yeah. A lot of people that end up on the coast or the east coast of Australia have grown up in rural New South Wales or rural Queensland, like outback, sort of like getting quite out there.
Yeah, like in Foster, where I live now, it's a lot of people from Orange and Dubbo down there, whereas like where we used to go on holidays all the time from Inverell was at Yamba.
Yep.
So you'd go on holidays in Easter. You go over to Yamba and
your mates are fucking there.
Well, the whole fucking town of Inverell's just moved over to Yamba.
Moved to the Blue Dolphin at Yamba for 2 weeks.
All just the same people that you're seeing every week anyway.
Yeah.
So
So you had a pretty good time growing up. You still got mates that you went to primary school with from Inverell?
Mate, I've got some really tight mates. There's 12 of us who are in a punk club. And we see each other every year.
So they're from Inverell, eh?
All from Inverell. I think only my mate Mick is still living in Inverell.
Yep.
There's a couple in Tamworth, like they're flung far and wide, but they're real. It's a really tight group, mate.
And you went to primary school with them?
No, most of them. See, we all played footy together. It's probably that's the most common connection. We all played rugby league together. Yep. So. Half of them are probably from my school, half of them went to the other side of McIntyre.
Yeah, I was going to say, was there much of a rivalry? Was there ever an afternoon brawl between the high schools?
Oh, that was the footy match, mate. That was always throw down in playing footy and that. But it was. There wasn't a lot of rivalry, mate. We didn't care. None of us really gave a shit about school. It's not that important.
And what year was that you're in primary school?
Oh, so I started...
Like when you were born?
1973.
73. So I was born 72. So it was about the same time. So like late 70s, early 80s, primary school.
Yeah. Late 70s and finished high school in 91.
Yeah. Year 12?
Yeah, went to year 12. It was really because I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do. I had no idea.
Were you good at school or...?
I think I had a bit of intelligence, but no aptitude or fucking commitment whatsoever.
Yeah. You were just playing footy, hanging out with your mates.
I did well enough at school to get into uni.
Yeah.
And I only did Like when I was in year 10, I wanted to be a panel beater.
Yep.
I went and did panel beating for bloody work experience, and I really liked it. Like I fucking fixed the whole panel of a car by myself. Then I went and did work experience and did like health and environmental health officer at the local council.
Yep.
Which I really enjoyed as well. And that was a lot easier than panel beating. So
yeah,
I said, "Oh, what are you got to do?"
A bit more money.
Yeah. And they said, "What are you got to do that?" "Oh, you go to uni, but you only need this score." And I've gone, "Oh, I fucking can get that."
I can get that. Yeah.
Cool. So I did that. Yeah.
So what was your high school days like on weekends? Did you playing footy? Was it lapping the main in the car, like driving around?
Well, I wasn't.
Were you into camping, or was it just footy in winter and then summertime you were?
No, I would go footy in winter. We'd go shooting a fair bit. Like a few of us would go out to one of my dad's properties.
Shooting roos,
rabbits, pigs, whatever. Spend the night doing that sort of thing.
Because there was no laws back then on how many roos you could kill. There might have been. I don't recall there being. I think there is now, isn't there?
Oh, there's a car.
You can't just go out and start shooting.
No, you have to get tags.
Yeah,
so
you can't
even
shoot. Yeah.
Even a farmer on his property
can't just shoot roos willy-nilly anymore.
Not supposed to. I don't know. I think
it probably happens.
It's not really policed sort of thing. But yeah.
But you can shoot pigs and wild deer.
Yeah. Well, they're all bloody feral. So any ferals, it's the natives you need approval to harvest, basically.
Yeah. Did you lose many sheep to like foxes and shit like that out there?
Fox would never. Well, fox would take a lamb maybe,
but not sheep. Yeah.
More likely wild dogs.
Yeah.
Wild dogs. They were doing a lot of baiting around. We were next to a national park as well, so there was a lot of all the feral animals came out of the national park.
Yeah. Do they have horses up there? The Brumbies?
I'm never really aware of them. Lots of deer.
Yep.
There was a lot of deer. Like I remember seeing one. It was like this stag was fucking. It was like one of those Bambi's dad.
Yeah.
I'm just going, where's my gun?
You killed it, didn't you? You fucking killed it.
No, I saw it off the side of the road. I was
fucking gone.
I was going to
stab it.
take the Nissan Patrol and just try and run it down or something, but nah, I didn't have a gun on me.
Fucking hell. So when you killed the animals, did you eat them?
No.
Like you just shot the rabbits? Because they've been trying to eradicate rabbits for fucking years.
Yeah.
They've released diseases, fucking this, that.
I have eaten rabbits before, but they were more likely trapping rather than shooting.
And being shot, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never eaten a rabbit. I wouldn't mind eating a rabbit.
Rabbit's good, mate. Real good. You just got to cook it right.
It's just like fucking chicken, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't cook it the same as chicken. You just stew it.
Yep.
Yeah, stew rabbit up. But, mate, I remember we were camping out at Cape Dam and someone run over a rabbit, so we started eating that. Someone run over a bearded dragon.
Oh, you didn't fucking eat that.
Yeah, I ate that. That was actually pretty good. Lizard.
Did you gut it first?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I only know watching our Indigenous population eat native animals from watching Malcolm Douglas growing up. And that's my experience of how they cook.
Yeah.
I don't recall them gutting those goannas that they ate with Malcolm Douglas.
No, I think they used to throw them on whole and then just pick the meat off.
Yeah.
But we said, no, we'll gut the thing and bloody put it on a stick.
And it was all right?
It was better than the galah that we also tried to
eat. For fuck's sake. You fucking ate a galah. I don't think that's fucking legal. I don't think it was legal back then. How the fuck did you cook a galah?
Well, you know the old story about how you're supposed to cook a galah?
Yeah.
You put it in a billy with a rock and then you boil it for 3 hours and then you throw the galah out
and eat the fucking rock. Look, I do recall working with a fella when I was living in Gilgandra, and he said he used to eat top-notch pigeons.
Yep.
And he would fucking pluck them or something, or maybe even put them feathered in clay, stick them in a fire and then take them out of the clay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if that took the feathers off when he took the clay off or if he plucked them before that.
Yeah.
But he reckons they tasted all right, but you had to eat like a fucking dozen of them for a feed.
Mate, we had a carton of beer and an old Datsun, mate. We were just cooking anything.
You could fucking cook anything you could fucking eat. Fuck. So it tasted all right, but...
Oh, galah was terrible.
But
the bearded dragon, real good, real nice.
Yeah.
And the rabbit's good.
Yeah. Just beers, or is smoking the fucking bongs out there in the country as well?
There'd be a few places you go, and there'd be a
joint
bit of hash, a joint being passed around, stuff
but it wasn't a huge thing out there?
No, it was for some people. I just never really, I probably smoked pot 3 times.
Yeah. Look, I was the same. There was heaps of people in our school that were potheads. I didn't hang with that crowd, so we weren't doing it. My old man was a copper, so I was a bit I think the people who smoked pot stayed away from me, knowing my old man was a copper sort of thing. That's the impression I sort of got.
Yeah.
But there was always, it wasn't something that we fucking did. in my circle of friends, it was all
no. We like
Resch's Pilsner back in the day. We used to drink
Pilsner.
Yep.
What were those little old Milwaukee?
Fuck
oh man, they were terrible. That was a terrible beer.
No, I don't remember that one.
Nah, there was some. If there was cheap beer, we'd find it, mate.
You'd find it, yeah.
But our staple was Tooheys New, mate. It was Tooheys Draft.
How did you get that under 18? Just with mates, brothers, and stuff, or?
When I was me and a mate when we were 15, he was going to stay at my place, and we were going to Agquip the next day on a school trip. Yep. So he stayed at my place, and we said, we'll walk down, and I walked through the drive-through bottle shop at the Tats at the Royal Hotel.
Yep.
And bought a bottle of green ginger in my school uniform.
Oh, they didn't give a fuck back then, did they? Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck. So it wasn't until actually my sister tells a story because when she turned 18, she went out to the pub, and I was in there already, and they were asking her for ID ticket.
Yeah.
I said, no, let her in. It's my sister. It's her 18th birthday.
And when you turned in,
and I was 3 years younger.
Yeah. When you turned 18, they said, "What are you doing here, Gav? I'm here for my 18th.
I'm here for my 18th. Buy us a beer." And they said, "I thought you were fucking 18 4 years ago."
Yeah, that's fucking funny, eh? Yeah. But like even now, I won't say where I was because I could get the fucking pub in trouble. But I was out with some people I know in a country pub, and there was no fucking responsible service of alcohol, man. They were so fucking drunk.
Yeah.
Like, not causing problems.
No.
Like, having a good time. Everyone was having a good time.
Yeah.
There is no way on hell that at a pub in Sydney or Western Sydney could you fucking be that drunk and actually get a drink. He couldn't believe it. He could not believe they were still being served.
Well, I think it's a culture thing as well. Like, there's a different country culture to a city culture.
Yeah, and there was no violence there. You know, it was
no, that's right.
Like, so, but yeah.
But if you want to talk about responsible service of alcohol, like we went over to Japan.
Yeah.
And people, like businessmen and all that, they get so slaughtered, they cannot fucking walk. They have to bloody get picked up and pulled off trains and everything like that because they're just fucking legless and they've been in a bar the whole time.
Yeah.
But there's no alcohol-related crime problems over there.
The Japanese
just
sound like
dickheads, mate, you know?
Well, they sound like nice people. They law-abiding citizens. Yeah. So we were talking about that last night.
Yeah.
So high school's pretty cool. Heaps of camping, shooting, eating some weird shit, plenty of drinking, playing footy. Was football something you thought you might have been able to make a go as a career out then? Were you good or you were just...
Mate, me and a couple of mates, we were pretty good. Like we made rep teams and played like Group 3 and... not Group 3, 19.
Yeah.
I played for a couple of... played for the mighty Tinga Tigers and Inverell Hawks.
Are they still around?
Yeah, both are still going. Yeah. And I was probably... It was the same as school, mate. I just had a bit of ability. I was a bit of a
drive.
I was a bit of a worker, but I wasn't going to do training every fucking day. I wasn't getting fit. I wasn't doing it. And I had another mate who was really good. Like he toured with Australian teams.
Youth like teams and sort of thing growing up.
But he grew up with us and the same thing. He went down to Sydney and was playing with the Roosters and stuff like that. But he just loved getting on the piss and he wanted to have more fun than fucking play footy, you know?
Yeah, I think that seems to happen a lot.
Well, you're very
young. With heaps of talent. Yeah, you're young. You don't know what you're...
18 or 19, you can have all the talent you want, but you've got to get commitment. And it's hard to commit to say that's what I fucking want to do and understand.
Yeah.
It takes all this work to fucking make it doing something like this.
That's the same in anything, man. How many people go to uni and fucking don't end up doing what they went to uni for? You know what I mean? So they think, footy. Yeah. But then, you wake up one morning and think, I actually prefer fucking camping with my mates.
Yeah.
And living that life rather than just fucking...
that's right. Yeah. And it's... Again, you're 18, like fucking, you're going to make a decision about how you're going to live the rest of your life at 18. I think it's a really stupid thing to think.
It is, that. Yep. So you left school in year 12. You got the marks to do that.
Got the marks to go to do environmental health at Hawkesbury Ag College.
Which is at Richmond in Sydney, New South Wales. And was that the first time you moved away from home?
Yeah. That was the first time moving away from home. Did
you seek out a uni, say you had to leave home and you were keen to go or...
Well, there was no way going to uni without leaving home.
Yeah, I suppose.
No chance from anywhere.
That was the only uni that did the fucking... What was it again? Health?
Oh, environmental health. There was some similar ones at Bathurst and maybe could have gone to Armidale, but I sort of wanted to go into Sydney.
Yeah, because it's sort of coming into the city. And like if you go to Armidale and Bathurst, you're sort of not going too far apart from
still a country town sort of thing.
So you probably would have still end up.
But Richmond's far enough out that you're not right in the city, but you can get in there in an hour, or we get in there for an hour. Go and do stuff in the city for all weekend and sort of come home.
Yeah, yep.
But even though I was living in Richmond, I ended up with a healthy dislike of living in the city too.
Yeah, yep.
Just me and the city weren't compatible.
Yep.
Yeah.
You reckon that was because you grew up in the country? Like, have you got mates who grew up in the country that love being in the city? No, I've
got very few mates from the country who moved to the city and stayed there. Like most of them went there.
Yep.
But almost all of them said, "No, fuck, I'm going back." They'll go to the Gold Coast or they'll go somewhere not in the city.
Yeah, they're not living in the major cities. Yeah, because I actually I grew up I was 13 in Sydney. I moved up Blue Mountains. I actually wouldn't mind having the money. So if anyone's out there in the East Coast Savages, like and subscribe and fucking get me some fucking, show me the money, fuckers.
Get an apartment.
I'll get an apartment in a city and go into the city for weekends, go and see shows, sports, fucking have beers, watch bands, and then come back home to the Blue Mountains where it's a little bit quieter.
Well, your sponsor can get you a 2-bedroom apartment. One room can be your podcast room.
Yeah, I could claim that on tax. Yeah, so like and subscribe, people, on any fucking podcast platform. I might send me an email. I'll start a Patreon. You can fucking give me $5 fucking dollars.
Sling cash, everyone.
Sling it at me. I'll walk around fucking slinging cash. So Hawkesbury Agricultural College, which is now part of University of Western Sydney. It's not Hawkesbury Ag anymore.
It was actually called University of Western Sydney there, but it was still holding on to tradition
of Hawkesbury Ag,
and
sort of thing.
Most people that went there thought of it as Hawkesbury Ag College.
Yeah. So now your wife knows Kez, my wife. I always thought you went to Hawkesbury Ag because you grew up in the country and you were doing some fucking country thing, and that's why you went to Hawkesbury Ag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just assumed that, he grew up in the country, he's going to go to
an ag college.
Yeah, that's why I thought you went there.
Yeah.
That's not the case, obviously.
No, not at all. And I had a lot of mates that did ag through there, and,
You weren't keen on following your dad's footsteps in the agricultural...
My man said, stock and station agent, don't do it. He told me, he's like, mate, you just don't do that. And he had similar experience to me. Like, I think he finished working doing that at around 50 sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he said, fucking Bloke's ringing you up at, 11 o'clock at night, worried about the fucking cattle price they're going to get the next day.
Yeah, because you don't, I suppose, because he's really, your dad's probably still making, the agent probably makes the same amount of money regardless.
Well, commission's on,
Yeah, but the farmer, it's fucking do or die, isn't it?
Yeah, well, if you could set them in there and you won't even pay the costs you spent to transport them.
And you've got to pay the stock and station agent whether you make fucking money or not. You've got to
pay the transport company and you've got to pay the commission for the sale. And
I guess your dad probably would have been giving out some bad news occasionally to farmers or... Yeah.
And look, if I'd grown up on a farm and experienced that living on a farm from when you're born to when you're 18 you leave, that'd be really tough to not have that, I think.
Yeah.
Because, even now when I left home and took the kids to the farm and, we'd go to the farm, ride motorbikes, do all that shit.
Yeah.
Just working on it. It's good fun. Like, it's just, you enjoy the day, you're working hard, but you really enjoy it.
Yeah, but you're there on a holiday, but you're not working. It's like sitting. I always figure sitting in caravan parks. You look at the guy owning the caravan park. He's mowing. You think, "Fuck, what a top job!" Until you're fucking cleaning 3 toilets that 300 people have taken a shit in on a Saturday night.
And one thing goes wrong, and 300 people have to come and tell you all about it and complain that you fucking fucked
the hot water's run out. I said, "Well, there's 1,000 people here, and you all had a fucking shower before 9 o'clock. What do you expect?"
Yeah.
There's fucking skitties in the toilet. Well, there's fucking 5,000 fucking people who just took a shit in it.
Can't clean it after everyone goes.
So I always thought, fuck that. It's much rather. You're much better sitting at caravan drinking a beer, looking at him, doing the work.
Yeah. But a lot of guys who did ag, not many of them went back to farms unless they were big farmers. So I got a couple of mates who were on farms, but a lot of them went into all sorts of different things, real estate. One bloke bought a pet store. So they do all sorts of different shit. One guy's got an auction house.
Yep.
And bloody sells gear.
Sells like
anything.
Deceased estates fucking...
No, more like mining equipment.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And, bloody big... Someone got a whole heap of shit that they can't get rid of.
Yep.
Like pallet racking and things like that out of warehouses.
Yep.
We're pulling down a warehouse.
We need to get
take this and sell it.
Yeah. And what's the other guy said he was doing?
He had a pet store.
Oh, yeah, pet store, yeah. I had a bloke on the show who owned pet stores.
Yeah.
Fucking one of the, way back in the early days of East Coast Averages. So he still runs the pet store?
No, he sold the pet store. He made good money out of that.
Yep.
Then he invested into a beer that's gone...
And blew the fucking lot.
No, he invested in... He invested in a brewery that got bought by one of the big brewers.
Oh, okay. And
so I think that set him up for pretty well for life.
Oh, yeah, nice.
And now he's roasting coffee.
Yeah, well, fuck, I'll get the coffee because I used to roast my own coffee back in the day.
Yeah.
so much so I could walk into a cafe, drink their coffee, and tell them where their fucking beans are from.
Yeah.
Now, that's fucking wanker city, big time.
Yeah.
But yeah, a couple of people I used to race with are now making bank on it.
I think bloody coffee's an easy thing because it's, mate, if you were selling cocaine, it'd be the same thing. Like, fucking people got to have their coffee.
Yeah. It's actually not that fucking hard to make coffee. And when they tell you South America. Oh, anyway, I always found South American beans to be like filler beans. You put 80% South cheap beans with 20% good beans and call it a fucking signature blend. But it was just fucking cheap shit with a little bit of expensive shit to make it taste nice.
Yeah.
And I could tell what the expensive shit was in most people's blends.
Yeah, right.
When I was drinking their coffee.
Yeah,
like if it was
a
house blend or something.
I've only started drinking coffee a bit more regular over the last few years, basically.
Yeah,
I never really took for me.
I'm probably addicted to caffeine, and I only drink instant if I'm getting a headache, just to kill me headache. It's like taking 2 Panadol. I'll just take a teaspoon of Nescafe, but I actually...
But you sleep after coffee.
Oh, yeah, I'm fucked. I'll get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, have an espresso and go straight back to bed, sound asleep. But I love the taste. And the best part of my day is that first fucking coffee.
Yeah.
Which is... The moment I wake up, fucking machine's on, grind, coffee, fucking love it.
Well, I used to smoke as well, so...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
First coffee and a cigarette would be the fucking...
Yeah.
That'd be the go.
I haven't had a smoke for 21 years since I've had a smoke.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. I saw the bloody Nicker Bates in there.
No, that's not me.
That's not yours?
that's my son's trying to fucking give up.
Oh, is he?
Dickhead, yeah. Well, he did it. As you know, he did an apprenticeship as a builder.
Yeah.
And the worst habit he picked up, the guys he worked with all smoked. So he was going to come home smoking. It was just a fucking given that was going to happen. So addicted to ciggies at fucking 20 is better than a lot of shit that you can get stuck in as a kid. You know what I mean? So it's not, I'd prefer it if he didn't smoke, but you know what? Fuck, he smokes. Big deal. It's not that big.
If he's trying to give up, he'll get there eventually. I was smoking as well, remember? So, and I took, mate, giving up smoking's easy. I did it like fucking 100 times.
I
fucking easy.
I could smoke. I could burn them as fucking incense. I could glue them to a fucking saucer and just let them burn in the house. And sit there and sniff it.
Yeah, but you don't get any cravings with.
No, we've kept smoking around me. No, not all. Sometimes there was one time she lit a smoke and I just happened to take a deep breath at the time, and the smoke went straight up my nose. And like I actually got
the head spin.
I've got a lung full of smoke, and every fucking nicotine receptor in my brain went where the fuck have you been for the last 22 years? And that's the only time I've had to walk away and just go and do something different.
And I reckon that's why it's so hard is that you give it up and you go, oh, fuck it. I gave it up. And then someone goes, you have a few beers and someone says, you want to smoke? You go, fuck, yeah, I can. Yeah. It's because I don't smoke anymore, so having a smoke, and once you turn them on, they're fucking getting real angry. Yeah, they're getting real angry.
I would love to be able to, like, you're here for a couple of nights. I'd love to be able to smoke some ciggies while we're chatting, like sit here, have to smoke some ciggies while we're talking on the potty, and then fucking not touch them for 6 months.
Yeah.
But can't do it.
No, it wouldn't happen. Yeah. Oh, no.
So uni at Hawkesbury was a fucking party on. So health...
Environmental health.
So what's that entail?
So it's... Well, the first year was...
Because again, I thought it was like fucking town planning.
No. I did town planning later. So...
Oh, right. So your first degree
was environmental health, which... And then I went into health and building. So it was like health and building inspector with the council.
Right. So you got to... So the health degree allowed you to inspect restaurants and stuff?
Yeah, restaurants, butcher shops, food shops, all that sort of stuff. That was the environmental health. But when I worked, I actually went more on the building side of things.
So what are you looking at for environmental health in a new build?
Well, you're not. So as a build, when you're doing the building inspection, you're looking at checking the engineering plans.
Oh, okay. So you
do the inspections of the frames before it's bloody clad and make sure everything's fucking up.
I thought you had to have an engineering degree to do that.
No.
Oh, you don't?
No, you inspect, and then if something's wrong, because they've got engineering plans, you read engineering plans and say that's right.
Yep.
And then if it's not, you say get a fucking engineer to work it out and fix it up. You know. So, but the first year was all science, and it was a lot of science that I actually did at school.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah. So my first year was a party year. I didn't really fucking try too hard and still got through it pretty easily. Second year was a different story because something happened, something switched in my head, and you know that, like I said, you're too young to decide that you got to put in the work. And I went, you know what, you got to fucking put in a bit of work.
You got to,
and put in. And it was about the time. It was just before I met Jane. Actually,
is that because you got a shit mark and you thought, fuck, I better?
No, I don't know.
Because I remember Kez saying when she was still nursing, like couple of months in, she just passed the test, and one of the instructors said to her, "Do you want a fucking 51% nurse looking after your mum?" And that sort of fucking kicked her in the gear to go, "Oh fuck,
yeah,
I'll party, but I'll actually fucking do some study."
Yeah. No, it was really weird. I'd gone on holidays up to Coffs Harbour with my family, and there was this assignment that was due, and it was about some piece of legislation, and I didn't even know it or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I've got, shit, I've got to get this done. So I went to the local library, found the piece of legislation, read it, and fucking did that. And I just went, oh, that's actually the sort of stuff you actually have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
People don't just hand you the stuff and say, there you go, learn that.
Yeah.
So, after that, I started actually putting in quite a bit for uni. So, I actually learned a lot. Made a difference in terms of your attitude to how you approach stuff as well.
Yeah. So then you got a job was that when you moved to Foster after that? You got the job?
Well, there was 1 year. So as part of our degree, we'd go do a year working at a council in between, after second year before you finish third.
Oh, right. So you spent
I worked at Moree for a year.
Yep. Paid work? Or?
Yeah, paid work. Trainee wages, but shitload more than you were getting on Aussie or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I worked up there, and that was both health and building. That was great fun.
Yep.
Did that.
Was Moree a bit of a rough and tumble town?
No,
like it is now.
Moree's a nice town.
Because you hear about a lot of the news. With,
there's a lot of crime
and stuff.
I didn't really see a lot of it. You know, I think a couple of kids gave me an earful when I was walking home one night from the pub, and I was near my house, so I just bloody walked in, and the dog come out, and they sort of said, "Oh, don't worry about that."
Do you think you were more relaxed in Moree because of your upbringing in Inverell?
I think so. I think in Inverell, going with public school, we had everyone there, mate.
Yep.
And played footy with a lot of the local kids and that.
Yep.
And it was never really. I mean, there was some racist stuff around, but I don't think it was. I'm coming from the perspective of a white person, so I can't tell you what it's like for them.
You don't really know.
You don't know their experience, but sometimes you'd see Aboriginal kids going somewhere, and the bloody shopkeepers would chase them out just because they're Aboriginal.
That's not.
It's not cool, but that's the experience for a lot of them, for the history of the town, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's pretty rough. Personally, I think that you just got to. We have to be able to talk about it freely and openly.
Yeah.
And be open to saying, well, this is what I think. You go, someone else says that's what I think. You go, well, that's interesting. I never really thought about it that way.
Yeah.
And if people can do that, it'd make up a whole difference, but people don't want it.
But anyway, we're going back to Moree. So you went to the council at Moree and worked in that field. Did many people not come back to uni because they worked and thought, fuck, this is not for me?
No one that I knew. I got offered to stay there. They said, you want to stay here and finish your uni?
Finish your uni by correspondence.
Give
you a job.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I don't want to stay here. I want to bloody go back to uni and finish it.
Had you met Jane by then?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing.
So you want to come back to Jane.
We were in a relationship. I was in Moree. She was working in Newcastle.
Because had she finished a nursing then?
She'd finished it.
Yeah, because she would have been finished.
She was a year above me at school.
Yep.
At uni.
Yeah.
And so, it was good to get back and then do my final year of uni. That was good fun, but there was a lot of people that I went to uni with that already left because they'd finished their third year and left.
Yeah.
So I met a whole track of different people, younger kids and stuff like that, which was, it's, you meet a lot of people.
That's a bit of a weird course, to do 2 years at uni, then do a year working and come back to uni for a year. It's sort of like, it's a bit of a risk for the uni because if you had decided to stay, and I'd assume some people have got offered a job and not had to have finished their uni course. So it would look on paper that they...
Well, you still have to finish your uni course because you have to get your qualification to be able to... Like that, in the old days, there was like a government ordinance scheme that you had to get to a certain position, had to get to a certain level of learning to be accredited to do the work and then go from council to council.
Yep. So you went back to uni, finished uni.
Yep.
And then went out looking for a job?
Went out looking for a job, had a few... I was working at the pub, the Royal Hotel in at Richmond.
Yep.
And they offered me a job.
Was it glassy or barman?
I started in the bottle shop.
Yep.
Ended up bloody I had to sell hot dogs at the door, and then the boss said, while you're there, you can actually check IDs and do bouncing while you sell hot dogs as well. And then, managing the bar.
Did you get in any big fights doing the bouncing?
No. We had one real bad dude come in one time.
You thought, fuck, I'm out. How do you know he's a bad dude? Just look bad?
Someone said he's out of jail, and you looked at him, you're going, man, this guy's...
I'm not fighting him.
Well, he must have been on something because he was like, fucking, his eyes were like glowing almost. And you're going, man, I don't want to have to tell this bloke to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Was there any trouble with him? That night.
It went down. It went down, and the cops come and got him, and he fucking took off in his stolen car, and the cops were chasing him.
Back to jail?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell.
So they wanted me to, like the guy there wanted me to stay on and manage the pub.
Yep.
Which would have been more money than what I was bloody earning going to work at a council.
Yeah, because you're on minimum wage first year out.
No, it wasn't bad. Like, I mean, you talk about now, you're getting $550 a week.
Yep.
But that was all right back then.
Yeah.
And
what year was that? 92?
That was 96.
Yeah, 96. Because I think I was probably making, when I was left the Navy, I was probably making $650 a week.
Yeah.
1,300, mate, rings a bell, which is not bad money for that.
Yeah.
Back then, is it?
I walked into $550 a month later. That job went up to $650 a week or something like that. And it's like, oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, went for a few interviews and ended up doing one at Foster, a Great Lakes Council as it was at the time.
Yep.
Got a job there, and that's where it all.
So without telling any names of restaurants or something, what's the filthiest thing you've seen? You're going doing spot inspections at restaurants?
No, I didn't do that when I got to Foster, mate. I was all building.
Because you didn't go and do the health?
The only health side we do was...
That's not a fucking good story, Gavin. I was hoping to hear some...
No, mate.
I was hoping to hear some good stories about fucking chicken shops and...
When I did do it at Moree a few times, it was just chasing butchers for smoking in the shop, basically.
Yeah.
I never, thank God, I never saw any of those really bad fucking places, but I've seen people that said, here's where the rats lived, and there was a bloody,
Yeah.
Part of the cool room included a rat's nest.
But you know what, man? We're not all fucking walking around with food poisoning. So, I get you got to be clean of that. But fuck, I could tell you a story about scavenged cheese. We'll just leave it at that. Fucking scavenged cheese. I'll tell you about it after the fucking podcast.
Yeah, well, some of the best restaurants are the dirtiest ones, as they say. Like, some of the best food comes from filthiest restaurants.
Yeah, true. And like I said, we're not all going around with fucking food poisoning and vomiting after every...
At the end of the day, every animal was killed, cut up, and bloody...
I suppose.
Butchered in by people.
Yeah, I guess so. So you've moved up to Great Lakes.
Yep.
Jane was happy to go up there.
No, she didn't move up there straight away. She was down with her mum because she was a bit crook at that time. So I spent about a year and a half up there before she came up and joined me.
Yeah. Oh, Jane was crook, wasn't she?
Jane was crook.
She had rheumatoid arthritis.
It's like a rheumatoid arthritis, but it's something.
Like a chronic.
Yeah, and she's still got it, but she manages it well now.
Yeah. It's it can really be debilitating that.
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah. So I had a year and a half before she came up. I lived with one of her friends. Actually, come and shared a room in the $90 a week flat that I had in the middle of Foster.
Fucking hell.
And then there was a girl from Inverell who was up there, and we went to school together.
Yep.
And she said, "Hey, we should get a place." So we moved out to Redhead and had a house out there for another year.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Jane came up. We got a house together, and
rest is history.
Had a baby, got married.
Got married 7 days before I got married.
Yep.
On the fucking 28th of something or other.
Yeah, we came to your wedding.
Yeah, we went to your wedding, and then we a week later you came to Kaz and my wedding.
Yeah, we came to your wedding, and then that night we flew out to Fiji on our honeymoon.
On your honeymoon. Yeah. At 25 years this year.
25 years, yeah.
Fucking hell. That's crazy, isn't it?
No time off for good behaviour.
No.
No good behaviour either.
So how'd you get into so you did town planning degree through the council?
Yeah, so I was working at council, and I got a job as a senior assessment guy, and then I was studying. I enrolled in a bloody town planning degree at university at Armidale. Yep. And just did it by correspondence. It took me 3 years, and then
Was that back in the day where you had to fucking mail your assignments, print it out?
Yeah, you had to print out, mail it, and bloody send in. There was you couldn't email stuff off, even though we did have emails.
Yeah, but they didn't have
You'd actually send it in an envelope, and they'd send it back to you in an envelope with your comments.
Yeah. So you got through that all right?
Yeah, got through that okay. And then
what was it when you were doing that, like doing building inspections? But most builders were building per Australian standard. Like, you didn't go to many places and go, "No, this is all fucking wrong, man. You got to."
Mate, there was always a couple that you'd have to go. You know what they're going to do wrong, and you say you look for it.
It's all built from scratch.
All built from scratch stuff. So they were actually pretty good, and they were pretty. They were tradespeople rather than just knock it up and get going.
Was there much dodgy shit happening?
No, not really.
Like fucking backdoor.
No, mate, no one ever gave me any money.
No, got fucking nothing.
No, it'd have to be a good one, but
Yeah.
But yeah, got my town planning degree. Then I became a town planner.
Yep. And how long did you work for the council for?
8 years. Yep. Yeah. So I worked as a planner for 3 or 4 years. Well, I was doing town planning for most of it while I was there as well, but just got qualified and then became the manager there for a couple of years.
Yep.
And then got offered a job from a consulting firm to say, do you want to come out and work for us? And I was interested in seeing what it was like. So I did that for a year with them and I hated it.
Doing the same stuff at the council, but with a...
No, well, it was actually working for developers, putting stuff together to lodge with council. But I didn't like working maybe it was the firm, maybe it was just I left the bureaucracy and I suddenly came into something that had all these fucking methods. And it's like, mate, what I want to do is the work and you've got me fucking filling in timesheets.
Yeah, and just ignore that in the background, some fucking dickhead in the house is fucking banging doors. We're doing a podcast in here, people! Who was that? How you going, matey? Good, thanks. Yeah, anyway, that was Max Madeline. Just remember, anyway, so now I feel bad for shouting at Max's girlfriend, but anyway. Hey! Fucking idiots.
Did that one on purpose.
Oh, yeah, that was on purpose. That was fucking on purpose, wasn't it? It sounded on purpose. Fuckers. So you were born in 1973 because I fucking must say you're 53?
52.
52, yeah, 52 years old.
Well, not yet, but yeah, very soon.
Fucking very soon. And you fucking retired, mate.
Sort of.
Well, you're fucking closer to retirement than I am.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no, I was fortunate enough to have my own business for a long time.
Yeah, so you started your own business with a couple of friends?
Yeah, when I was working in that other business, a mate said, do you like doing that? I said, not fucking really. And he'd been out consulting on his own. I said, how are you going? He goes, well, I got a bit of work and I reckon we could do it. I said, well, let's fucking do it. So we did it.
Yeah.
And that worked out well for a while. Then that guy left. He said, no, he went out and started his own consultancy, which was fine. We still talk.
So did you have to buy him out or?
It was
the business wasn't grown enough.
It's hard to value something like that because if you bought someone out as a professional business, you'd buy their clients as well. So their clients keep coming to you. But he wanted to leave and take his clients with him.
Oh, right. So that's sort of
So what am I buying off you? It's like, let's just work out what assets are in the company.
Yeah.
You just go with that. You can take it off on your own and run that way if you want to. And we'll just cut all the assets into thirds and you take that and we'll keep our 2 thirds.
So that was just went down to a 2-person company.
Down to a 2-person company then. Yeah. And then we operated for 15 years.
Yep.
And had a pretty good time doing that. Worked my ass off, and that was pretty savage. Getting really savage towards the end of it. It's like
So your own business, it was obviously good to be your own boss, but you're working 7 days a week. Fucking
sometimes, yeah, 7 days a week, and waking up in the middle of the night thinking about a job and go, why am I not sleeping?
Yeah.
So you spend a lot of time doing that. Again, you make good money, but I didn't. There was a point where it was like, oh, do we go and employ 5 people to do the work for us, and then you're just managing them? That seemed like a headache to me, and it took me away from the only part of the job I actually enjoyed was doing the work and helping people.
Yep.
Actually having the face-to-face with people, the clients and stuff like that. So, I didn't want to go that way, so it just kept going and going and going. And then one of the clients that I had, who I'd worked for, nearly the whole time that I had there, and I built up a whole lot. I was doing a whole lot of work for them. They said, look, we need someone on staff full-time. What would it take for you to come and work for us?
Yep.
So I told them a number and they said,
was that a pie in the sky number?
Yeah.
That you thought there's no fucking way they're taking this?
Well, I sort of wanted to do it, but I didn't want to do it to be worse off than I was.
Yep.
But I wasn't making as much money as I was making in my own business. But I was of the understanding, and it was true, that, hey, I work 5 days a week and that's all I do.
That's it, yeah. At 4 o'clock, I'm fucking shutting the note. Yeah. Laptop's getting closed, and I'll see you again at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
That's right, yeah. So it was a bit more control in that way, and it worked for a couple of years really well. But the same thing happened. I just started getting too busy with that. And it was
so you closed your business down or sold the business?
No, I basically just took my half out, same way we did it last time, just took half the assets out. But I still had clients left over from that as well. So a lot of them, the jobs aren't actually finished. A job could go on a town planning job could go on for 8 years.
Yeah.
So I was still working, doing their jobs as well as my other stuff, but not a lot.
Yeah.
And so I'm still, when I say I'm sort of retired, I'm still still finishing jobs,
semi-retired.
still finishing jobs from some of that. Yeah. And if someone who I know comes along with a really interesting job, I might go, hey, I'll actually find that interesting.
What would be an interesting job as a town planner doing that type of thing, like a fucking eco-friendly house or a completely like off-grid fucking thing or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. That's got challenges within it. You know,
is it like you look at the plan and think, fuck man, the council is never approving this. Challenge accepted. I'm gonna get this through because I can see.
I used to like that.
Yeah. It's not going to get through, is it, Mr. Councillor? Fucking just
no. It's more. Look, I can find a way, but yeah, that sort of thing is managing a client as much as it is managing the council as well,
and the legislation and all.
We can get you there, but you're going to have to take a reality check on what you think
your expectations
as well.
Yeah.
So one of the big projects I'm working on is a mixed use. It's got like housing, shops, community facilities.
Yep.
You know, it's all built all together in one site.
Yep.
And that's been...
So you got to keep a few different groups happy in that one, don't you?
No, you keep none of them happy. That's the only way you can do it. You just got
to keep none of them happy.
Yeah. You can never make everyone happy.
Yeah,
so but if you make no one happy, everyone's treated equally.
But you've got fucking community groups that want community, and you've got people that want to live, and some people want to live in a house without community groups.
Yeah.
Fucking
downstairs. And you want to build some commercial development. The bloke who's got the other commercial development that you're going to be competing with is going, no, they can't do that.
Yeah.
So there was all that, and that was interesting. But yeah, now it's more, you know, I'd have to see something that was like challenging and interesting and unique sort of thing. And that was 80% of your work was just repeating and washing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. So you're not against going back to work if an opportunity presented itself that you went, fuck, I'm pretty interested in that.
Yeah, no, I'm not against it. And I'd make, you know, I wouldn't mind making a little bit of money for a little bit of effort. Not a lot of work, but, you know. But even just travelling out west, if I said, you know, and you could do it. I know people do it. You go to a council and say, hey, do you need some work done for a week? I'll do a week's work for you for $5,000.
Yep.
Give me $5,000 and I'll bloody clear that desk out for you.
Clear that backlog.
You know? Yeah. So you could do that, but yeah, we'll just see what happens.
Yeah. So and look, like I said in the past, fuck, how much money do you actually want?
That's it.
At what point in your life? Look, I know. It's a fucking hard. I've had guys on the podcast and I've said, I'm not against people being rich. He's gone, I fucking am. They should fucking share their money. I can see that, and I can sort of, I don't know. The thing I don't like about rich people, I've said to you, is they fucking think that because you got your fucking actors and politicians that are all fucking got $300 million, and all of a sudden, because I've got $300 million or I go on a big movie, I'm fucking got an opinion and everything, and everyone's got to start listening to it. That's what shits me about money. Yeah. I'm not against them having the fucking money, but they think it gives them a right to fucking start shoving shit down my throat just because you made $25 million doing a movie.
Yeah, and
all of a sudden you're the prior on how we should fucking live. Fuck off, mate.
If you look at developers, especially, lots of money. The more money they got, they seem to get fucking stupider as they get richer. Or they just won't face reality. Like I said, managing expectation. You can't do that. You say, well, I fucking want to do it. And you go, well, maybe if you changed it.
Check on me fucking defamation insurance or something fucking thing. I'm sending you the bill because it sounds like you can earn more money than me. You fucking $5,000 a week fucking fee. Again, press like and subscribe, people. Fucking get me up there on the ratings and I'll start making $5,000 a week. And when I start making $5,000 a week, I'm going to fucking, all the guests I have on the show, I'm going to give them a present. Now, that present might be completely fucking cheap-ass coffee mug.
Well, I actually got my present. It's great.
Yeah, it's a fucking coffee mug. Like I said, when I'm making $300 million, I might fucking give you another coffee mug and a free hat or a shirt.
Well, mate, I was ready to buy the merch, but you don't have them. You don't have anywhere to buy it.
It's in a box under here.
You don't have anywhere to buy it.
I've got a fucking hat and beanie. I fucking sold heaps on my website. Not. I made one sale and that was a mate from work.
Did you have to ship it to him or just...
No. He said he wanted me to. I said, fuck off. Oh, no, actually, I did fucking ship it to him.
Yeah.
At fucking Glenmore Park down the road. So I've sold two things on my website. I sold one to him and I sold one to myself because I wanted to test that me square thing fucking worked.
Oh, it worked to get it.
And I wanted to do it so I could refund it and make sure it was all fucking working.
Then you can actually get it.
So I bought something and refunded the money to myself. So that's the total of my fucking transactions for East Coast averages.
Awesome. Well, I'll be on there looking for a shirt, mate. I hope you make them in bloody big sizes. But
So you got brothers and sisters?
Got a sister.
And she is moved over to the Foster area with the rest of the fam?
No, she's in Sydney. She loves Sydney.
That's right. She's in Sydney. Yep.
She's in the eastern suburbs.
Yep.
Just actually checked in with her today. She's actually in a motorhome travelling up in Queensland at the moment.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah. So she's sort of retired as well.
What does she do?
She started doing nuclear medicine.
Oh,
so radiography and that stuff. Then she became a pharmaceutical sales, went into pharmaceutical marketing.
Yep.
Then she had a change of bloody career, I think 10 years ago, and she studied some environmental management degree.
Yep.
Now she works in government doing environmental management plans and systems and things like that.
Yep.
Actually,
so he's a fucking.
She was in health.
Both overachievers.
Oh, my sister's an overachiever.
She's massively more overachiever than you are.
She's real serious about it all.
So you got nephews and nieces?
2 nieces.
Yep.
Yeah, beautiful girls.
Are they overachievers like mum?
One of them definitely is.
Yeah.
And she's full on serious. She's going to be. She's going to do something really.
She's going places.
She's going places. I reckon.
Yep.
And the other one.
I don't mean that it's a bad thing being an overachiever because we need overachievers in the world.
Yeah. And my other niece is about the same age as my daughter, and they're at uni together, and they're just troublemakers together.
So they're both going to the same uni.
They're going to the same uni. They were living together last year.
Oh yeah, so they've got a good relationship.
They have one name shared between them.
Oh,
they combine their names into one name, and that's how you refer to them.
Yeah, right. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah. That's a really good cousin relationship. And then and my son overseas.
Yeah, that's right. Your son's like a comedian.
He's a stand-up comedian.
Stand-up comedian. Yeah. And you know, the strange thing is that knowing Ramsey growing up, he was always a quiet kid.
Oh, yeah.
And like we didn't see a lot of you growing up because we were like living on different. But whenever Ramsey didn't speak a lot, and my daughter is a little bit like that to some extent too. She's reserved, but will fucking stand on stage and play guitar in front of 100 people.
Exactly the same. Yeah.
Like I play guitar, but if I play in front of people, can't fucking hit a single fucking note. You know what I mean? Like seriously, fucking get shaky, can't play.
But it's like they have difficulty with the one-on-one relationships where it's with a one-on-one conversation, where it's look me in the eye, talk to someone and just be able to talk about that.
Yep.
That can be difficult. And then, but yeah, as you say, put them in front of an audience.
Yep.
Whether it's comedy. Ramsey was also in a band, bloody singing in a band and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Front man. He's like, completely bloody off.
And he was a mad footy player too, eh? Like
he played a lot of footy. Yeah. He would have been good if he was taller. But sorry, mate, you got my genes.
Yeah. My son was dirty. He never quite got. I'm only 182 centimeters, which is I think it's pretty average. Is that tall?
Tall compared to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So he didn't quite make it there. So he only made it to 180. But he likes to tell people.
He's 6 foot.
Yeah, he's just a little bit under. Look, 182 centimetres is in some. If you look at some books, is just under 6 foot as well. So give him a plug on the fucking show, mate.
Yeah, mate.
There's
Ramsey.
people over there in England.
Oh well, if you listen to England, Ramsey Smith isn't funny. He's got his own podcast as well.
Yep,
the Ramsey Smith isn't.
I fucking should get him on my podcast before he's famous, mate.
You should get him on there, mate. He's got a couple of really good episodes where he's got people on.
Yep.
There's some ones where he's by himself that are not so good.
Tanked.
Yeah. But he doesn't care. He's putting it out there.
And that's it, man. He's fucking putting it out there. And
actually, each podcast he's had, even the ones on his own, there's a bit of gold in there where he said something just off the cuff that's really funny.
Yeah.
But he's over in London, bloody playing shows.
So he's doing shows and stuff.
Yeah, he's doing lots of sets.
Does he make much money from the sets or
not a lot? No. He MCs a couple of nights at a club, so he gets a bit of money for that. I think.
As in MCs for
comedy shows.
Oh right, so he introduces the acts and stuff and might do it.
Introduces all the act and does a little bit of a set at the front.
So what is it? Ramsey
Smith.
Ramsey Smith
isn't funny.
That's
his Instagram and
YouTube. Look him up. Give him a like. Subscribe.
YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah. So look him up. Give him a like and subscribe. Have a listen to him. And
don't listen to the first episode.
Why is that bad?
It's bad.
It's bad. Is that really bad. Is that the one where they're sitting around mates on the couch?
No, that was a Sausage Boy. So another podcast.
That was a different podcast. Yeah.
No, he was one on his own. He spent half of just talking about killing himself. So.
Oh fuck! Was he joking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like no one's met him. Like,
so all these people listen to the podcast.
Yeah, you know what I think about?
What's wrong with this fucking kid? He's fucked in the head.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know what, man? There's like fucking 85 million odd podcasts. in the world, and you just fucking never know.
Well, how many billions of people are there out there?
Fucking shit.
And there's all sorts of weird bastards that like all sorts of weird shit. Like,
does he have shows where he comes off? I should be asking him these questions. Like, does he come off going, "Fuck, I killed it tonight"? They were fucking laughing. They loved the accent. They loved me jokes. And comes off and goes, "Not a fucking laugh in the joint."
It's more he looks at it on the basis of how he felt with the audience. Yeah. So he says the audience was really good. You could actually feel it with the audience. Yeah. Like he doesn't. I don't know if it's delivering. You can deliver the joke the same way to two different audiences and go two different ways. Yeah, but he says the London audiences are really good. Yeah. They're like they want comedy. Right. Doing it down in Sydney was a bit. I think he'd play to a room and there'd be two people in there. Yeah, so that's fucking pretty hard too, eh? But he goes to London and he's doing a room with 350 people in it. So
are they? I'm not saying anything. I'm not bagging you, Ramsey. But are they coming to see Ramsey? Is that the draw? They're coming to that comedy club because most acts at that comedy club give them a laugh on a Friday night.
The comedy clubs will get him there for that purpose. Yep. But usually there's a headliner. Okay. Who gets the most money? Yep. And then there's the acts that go along with it to lead up to it. But
so the 350 people are sitting there because they come to see the headliner, and this particular club, it's always good. Yeah, but the pre-bands are usually pretty good, or the pre-comics are good.
Yeah, but like they might be doing a 10-minute set, and the headliner's doing a half hour.
Yeah.
But sometimes the 10 minutes better than the headliner.
Yeah.
And that's when the clubs
look. I remember in 1988 on September the 10th, 1988, I fucking went and saw Bon Jovi at the Sydney Entertainment Centre. Slippery When Wet. The Choir Boys sounded better than Bon Jovi. And I was a fucking massive Bon Jovi fan back in the day. Yeah. And it just didn't sound. They didn't sound as... It was a good show, and the songs were good, but it didn't sound as good. But I went and saw Green Day not long ago, and it was like they fucking plugged the CD in and hit play.
Oh, really?
It was fucking absolutely off the fucking chart. They were playing live. Oh, right. No, you could see. You could see they were playing live, but they just fucking put on this show that was just... Fuck, they kicked ass. Better than Foo Fighters. Yeah. But I remember seeing Bon Jovi back in the day. They were fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
I was wearing desert boots, King G pants, and a fucking throwback shirt.
Maybe they just weren't happy. The band was just not happy that day. And
they were
Richie and John were bloody fighting. And
they weren't having a good fucking... So he's doing shows every week?
Oh, mate, he's doing... Well, I'm not going to say every night, but every other night. Yeah. So he's probably doing 5 or 6 nights a week sort of thing.
Yeah, and his wife's in showbiz too,
His wife's a singer, Emily Milachevska.
Emily Milachevska?
Yeah.
Which is Maltese?
No, Macedonian.
Oh, fuck, I thought it was Maltese. Macedonian. Yeah. It's close, isn't it? Macedonian, Maltese, same fucking...
It's all part of one country, mate.
Yeah, it's all part of the fucking...
It's all part of that
general area.
Yeah, Serbia and all that.
They're all pasta eaters.
Yeah, it's all... Well, they're all conquered by Alexander the Great, so one time they were all one country.
Yeah, cool. So she's trying to sing over there.
She's singing. She's got music out on Spotify. Look her up, Emily.
Yeah, all right.
She's got some good stuff out there. And she's...
Press like and subscribe on Emily's... Yeah. What's her last name?
Milachevska.
But fucking how do you even spell
that? She just calls herself Emily with an I at the end.
Emily with an I.
Yeah. You'll find her there. But she's actor as well as singer. Yep. Like Ramsey started doing acting before he went into stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Did he get any acting gigs?
Mate, he got one paid ad for 3M, the bloody tape.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, packing tape and stuff like that. And he did a lot of student films. Yeah. But a lot of them you can't find because they were waiting to bring him out for festivals and...
right.
It was in the middle of COVID, so there were no festivals, and so there's a lot of stuff that was there that was never been released.
Yeah. And did you think you would go into show business growing up? Did it come as a surprise to you and Jane when he came home and said, "I'm getting into show biz"?
Look, it wasn't, but he was so dedicated to football. Like he put everything into footy. Yeah, like that was what he wanted to become, and every coach who had him, he was playing up in Queensland Cup. Trying out there, the coach has said, if we could just bottle him and put him into someone who was 6'5", we'd kill him.
Yeah, so another guy didn't quite have the
down in Maitland said, if I could put that into every player, I'd have an unbeatable team. Just didn't have the height, mate. You want to play in the forwards and be a big guy, you got to be a big guy.
Oh, so I don't know much about footy. So he wanted to play in a position where you need to be big, fucking.
Yeah. Well, it was just that was the way he played the game.
Yep.
Hard hitting and bloody.
Yeah, and what's your daughter?
Ella,
what's she studying?
She's studying criminology and psychology now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she'll be a psychologist?
Yeah. I thought she should have been a writer. She's beautiful writer.
She's a bookworm, isn't she?
She loves books.
Head's in a book. I always remember her head was in a book like 24/7.
Yeah. But she's not a nerd. She parties hard.
Yeah. Isn't it funny that fucking you and Jane, who aren't fucking not generally musical, not into acting and all that kind of stuff. You got two kids who have sort of gone down the fucking could write a book and
we never really tried to make them do anything.
Yeah, I've been the same with our kids. Like Abby plays guitar, and she was against playing guitar for years, and she came home from year 7 one day and picked it up and started playing it, and fucking hasn't fucking stopped.
She'll probably do it straight away, sort of like.
Oh, it fucking shits me to tears. She's got a fucking ear for music. Yeah. I actually ask her now to show me how a strumming pattern. I was like, can you fucking work that out for me? And she'll just fucking like roll her eyes and say, it goes like this, Dad. It's not that fucking hard, mate. And I'm like, just like fucking shakes head and walks off. It's like, fuck, just work it out. Would you? Jeez, she says, how hard is it to count, mate? Fucking just count. So, yeah. So what's your future hold for you then, Gav? Like you had it's been an East Coast average, hasn't it? It's been fucking Australian, very fucking Anglo-Saxon, Australian, grew up in the country. Dad was a stock and sheep agent, fucking went to uni.
Found a job.
Didn't have any
got a family.
Didn't have any problems through high school. Not major fucking problems where major shit things happened and...
Not that I can remember anyway.
Yeah, well, you've heard the podcast. Some people I talk to them.
I know.
And all of a sudden, fuck, their life's in the toilet.
Yeah.
They pull themselves back out of it and there's shit going on. So
that's probably the only thing I ever told my kids is that you got blessed by the fact you were born in Australia.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we're fucking lucky. This country is the greatest country on the planet. Yeah. I've spoken about that in other podcasts. I'd spent time, I was in the Navy, went to Somalia, spent a lot of time in Kenya, saw what it was like to live in Somalia and fuck, mate, we've got it made in the shade in this joint. Like we had guys in Mombasa who were sleeping and fucking, the ship would pull in and they were moving in cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
And they put their little fucking soapstone statues out and at night they just fucking they put them at the back and crawl into the fucking cardboard box and sleep for the night.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. It's just...
Yeah. It got really weird because I used to be real conservative. Like I was, you get what you earn your money.
Yeah, so you were like massive sort of right winger.
I wouldn't say I was massive right winger, but I was sort of like that was my tell.
If you're poor, fucking do something about it.
Yeah. And rather than most people which start progressive go conservative, I've actually gone the other way. I actually think I'm becoming more progressive, and it's like, if people can't work or they can't get there, there's probably something that's fucking holding them back. So we should be helping them to do that. And I never would have thought of that 20 years ago. I was sort of like, just fucking fix it up yourself. Pull yourself up with your bootstraps.
Well, that's a bit strange, because like you said, most people do. And look, you're a fucking business owner who's built a business.
I'm capitalist.
Yeah, so that's it's not the norm, because most people who build businesses and make plenty of money and fucking financially stable to retire in their 50s are normally a little bit further to the right, as a general rule.
Yeah. But I just think I don't know. I just look at the world. You just see it, and you come like
it's got fucking soft, mate. You got
you meet a lot of people. So the more people you meet, and especially from people from different walks of life, you go, you know what? Fucking no one's had the same fucking experience.
Yeah, and sometimes the experience is so bad, there's no fucking getting out of it.
Yeah, there's no way from it. Yeah. I know.
So you're the quintessential, like I said, the quintessential average fucking Australian. Parents fucking didn't get divorced. Grew up in a house, fucking had food all the time. Grandparents. Went to uni, got a job.
Had a good life. It wasn't fucking glamorous, but it was a good life.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's still going for another 50 years.
Get another 50 years out of it. Fucking started a business, fucking worked your ass off that, made some decent coin.
Yeah.
And now you're sort of sitting back, you're watching your kids over in England, your son and daughter-in-law in England, your daughter's at uni. So do you sit at home now and look out from your back veranda over the water views that you have? Not huge water views.
Not huge water views. We've got a bush at the back. It's nice.
You've got to fucking be on your tippy toes and sort of like lean a bit to the left. But they're water views nonetheless.
Yeah.
Which you've been in that place for you've been there 20 years.
20 years, yeah.
So you bought it before it was ridiculously overpriced everywhere else?
It was what I bought it for was just people would laugh at you now.
Well, what I bought this place for, people would fucking laugh too. And there's no fucking way I'm living in this house if I buying it now.
That's
There's
right.
no fucking way in the world.
But it doesn't matter what it's worth because I'm not selling it because I've got to live there.
The people who buy a house now, in 20 years' time,
they'll be saying the same thing about
mate, you wouldn't fucking believe.
$1 million,
I only
is that
paid
all?
$1 million for this house. It's now worth fucking $5 million. Fuck me dead.
Yeah.
So,
middle of the road, mate, average.
just fucking average, mate. You are the fucking quintessential average fucking Australian who is now riding. You've got yourself, you downsize your car. Obviously, you were driving a fucking Subaru. You were top of the range.
Well, that was a company car.
Yeah, your company car. Yeah, because the company's buying.
Yeah. And then when I had my own company, I was buying my own car. I'd buy whatever I fucking want.
Yeah. But you've got yourself the old fucking Toyota Hilux out
Love
there.
it. Love
it.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're probably like one of those dudes. You're not fucking loaded. You're comfortable.
Yeah. Simple is better.
Yeah, and you see cruising down in the Hilux and you're fucking wearing your track pants and your your fucking Kmart fucking slazzing your fucking zip up shirt.
I hate bloody dressing up and
you wouldn't fucking know that. Yeah, he's pretty comfortable. This dude, he's fucking done, and that's what East Coast Average is all about. Because you're just walking down the street, Mr. Fucking Average, who's actually done a bit of stuff in his life, and I'd assume you don't mind giving back a little bit, seeing you sort of leaning to the fucking.
It's all mine. No, look, I'm probably more likely to give back in terms of labour and, working for charities and doing things for people and stuff like that.
So if a charity has got a couple of houses they need...
Yeah, I've done, like I used to do that before. I did.
Is my fucking inbox going to explode now with charities fucking...
Yeah, no, don't send them.
Fucking asking fucking, hey, can you send these fucking plans to fucking your mate Gavin? We're a charity.
I did a couple of things, free jobs for people, just because I like the charity,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's charities are all not for profit. Doesn't mean they don't pay people.
Yeah. You got to pay. You get what you pay for. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm more like to do it at a local level, like maybe Meals on Wheels and stuff like that. Just get out and do something a day a week to help out whoever it is.
Yeah. So now you're retired. What's your day specifically consist of now? Getting up at 9.
Well, if I'm at home, I like to
semi-retired.
Like, okay. Typically, I'll either get up, I'll wake up at 5:30. Just go for a bike ride.
I'm an early morning person. I'm usually awake at 6.
Yeah. I'll go for a bike ride, do a bit of exercise at home as well, and then I'll start getting stuck into something at 8 o'clock. It could be that if I've got work that I have to do.
You're catching up on.
I'll go do a couple of hours downstairs on the computer and then. But otherwise, that's like jobs at home, doing the washing, get into that. I love cooking dinner.
Yeah.
I really enjoy cooking. Just do more exercise, go for a surf, whatever's happened. But
you're still surfing every day?
No, because I don't I ride a stand-up now.
Yep.
Rather than the
longboard.
Surfboard.
Yeah.
I've got to get back. If I lose another 10 kilos, I'll ride the longboard again.
Oh, I think you've lost weight since I last saw you.
Yeah. I have, but I've got to lose another 10 kilos.
It's the fucking electric bike, I think, mate.
It's riding all that, but also I think it's not having stress as well.
Yeah, work stress. Yeah.
Because you when you're working a stressful job, you finish at 5 o'clock and you go, "Fuck, I just can't wait to get a beer in me."
And you're not doing the exercise.
And you're not doing the exercise to get there
because you don't have. You couldn't be fucking bothered.
Yeah,
because you're up at 5 o'clock. Yeah. Thinking about fucking work.
Thinking about work, doing work. Yeah, and then you finish and you go, "Well, I'll pour 4 beers under me before I have dinner," and then. Because you've had 4 beers, dinner's not a good choice. It's It's not the healthiest choice, and you're just not out and about. So it's made a big difference, I reckon.
Yeah. So I think you've lost heaps of weight since I last saw you. Yeah, and that was only last fucking October up at Scott's.
Up at Scott's, yeah.
You've lost a fucking shit ton, and you were still working then, weren't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were just toying with the idea of fucking. I don't know if I can
do it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's exactly what you said. You got to hit the question and go, how much money do you really need?
Yeah.
How much do you really? And you don't need to be spending a lot of money to have a good life.
No, you don't, eh? And again, people are going to be sitting there going, yeah, that's fucking easy to say when you're comfortable. But generally speaking, look, I've probably got to work full time for another 5 years. They'll be going half time unless heaps of people press like and subscribe.
Yep.
And fucking
do it, folks.
And start fucking buying T-shirts from that fucking T-shirt company. I fucking advertise on my podcast. For God's sake, man, would someone buy a fucking T-shirt? Just one person buy a fucking T-shirt, please, at some point.
They're very fashionable. Yeah.
And
they
they're
look good.
Cats, mate. Everyone likes fucking cats. They're fucking whimsical cat designs. Fucking buy one. Jesus. It's not that fucking, like, I don't know, send me $20. Charity case. Now I lost my fucking train of thought. I was going to ask you something else.
Amount of money, but...
Yeah, you don't... Yeah, look, I'm probably going to work another 5 years full-time, go part-time. Fucking... I do have a fucking company idea that I'm going in with me, mate, but we won't go into exactly what that. So hopefully that will make... I'm sort of starting at the fucking... I probably should have come up with a company when you did at 30, so I could fucking retire at 50.
No, you'll do it, mate. It'll be easy.
Yeah,
I reckon it's a great... This is gold.
It's fucking gold,
Nicky
mate.
J's going to be multi-millionaire.
Multi fucking millionaire.
He'll be going, how much money's enough? Fucking when there's no more money left for me to take.
There's not $1 billion. I want a fucking $1 billion. Well, I might win the lotto night, 30 million.
You know, money and time. The one thing you don't get is time. That's what I looked at it.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm fucking getting money here.
Because you did work. You worked a lot. And whenever... I remember over the years, Kez would talk to Jane on and off over the years, and you were putting the fucking hard yards in. And I used to think, fucking hell, yeah, he's making good money, but fuck, I like the job I've got has a lot of time off. I'm not making the money, but I get a lot of time off.
Yeah.
So I do remember thinking, fuck, he's just like it was.
You better the time, and that's what made my decision is I need time to do these things that I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't fucking you can get all the money you want, but you can't enjoy the time. And time doesn't. You spend so much less money because you go, like you say, you go for a walk. It doesn't cost you anything. Yeah, you have time to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good, man. I'm fucking glad that you're fucking enjoying your semi-retirement and coming around here and showing everyone else what it's like not to fucking work. As I look at starting a company and fucking...
Well, you got to go down to Slazenger. You got to go to Kmart.
Go to fucking Slazenger. I'm not fucking wearing Slazenger.
Can't be wearing bloody fancy...
Are you wearing KT26s? Oh, no, you're fucking boots.
Pretty good pair of shoes, actually.
These boots. Look at my fucking shoes. Look, big fucking hole in the bottom.
Yeah.
Someone sent me a fucking pair.
But they're Nikes, mate. They're good.
Yeah, I've got to get the fucking value out of them.
I did, when you were talking to Reese, you were talking about, buddy, everyone going to Kmart to get your KT26.
You grew up wearing KT26s?
Never, mate.
Oh, volleys. Fuck off.
We got volleys.
Oh, fucking volleys. Yeah, well, that's probably country, mate. You probably played tennis.
No, they had KT26s out there, mate, but,
You're a volley boy.
Well, volleys. Well, canvas shoes, mate.
No, it was KT26s or desert boots, mate, and that was it. So, hey, Gav, we're coming up to about as long as these podcasts go.
Really?
Yep.
How long is it?
Fucking, we're about an hour and 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it, eh?
That's because it's such a fucking good show to be on.
It's good fun.
And I'm going to get your son on.
Yes.
I'll do it by fucking Zoom.
Yeah.
And he can fucking advertise me on his podcast because he's going to probably have more fucking subscribers.
He doesn't put into it. He records it, puts it out. He doesn't do anything else.
Yeah. Look, my podcast was going quite well. I went to Hawaii last year, came back, had a knee operation. My mum fucking died. A good friend passed away. Just fucking went to a shit. And I stopped putting in the effort to market and stuff. And the listenership definitely dropped off.
Yeah, right.
And now I'm back working full time. It's just fucking hard to actually get, like I said, I had 2 episodes lined up 2 weeks ago. Fucking wake up with COVID, so I cancelled them.
Can't have.
And so you come here last night. I was laying in bed last night. I thought, fuck man, Gavin's fucking missed the fucking average. It's just got a little bit more money than us. Retired at fucking 52 is the dream. It's the fucking dream, mate.
I'm
honestly,
not rich, mate. There's no way.
I know. I'm not. So you're not fucking filthy loaded, but you fucking put big effort in, and you're now sitting back at 52, enjoying the fruits of your labour. Now, sure, in hindsight, you're looking back going, yeah, there's probably some times there where I should have shut the notebook. Because there's probably a lot of things you did on a Saturday or a Sunday night that wouldn't have made a shit of difference to how you are sitting here now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
And you only know that by looking back. There was probably some weekends you could have shut the fucking laptop, turned the phone off, and gone to the beach.
Yeah. But I wouldn't forget about it. That was You're
me still back thinking about it,
You wouldn't forget about it. So
see, that's the thing.
If you can't forget about it, you might as well just fucking do it.
You might. Yeah, that's a fair point, I suppose.
Yeah.
But probably wouldn't have made any difference to where you're sitting now. Maybe.
I don't think I could have said, I wouldn't have did what I did if I just worked 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Religiously. I had to do a lot of those times and put in a lot of that time. But, I probably put in too much.
Yeah. But you're fucking enjoying the fruits of your labour now.
I got the time now, and even if I burn through all my money, make it to old age pension age and have to live on the bench and eating sayos and Vegemite, mate. I'll enjoy the time getting there.
Nothing wrong with sayos and Vegemite. And hey, man, fuck, I saw me father-in-law Free pass away at fucking 80. he fucking ate like one sausage. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's not like the fucking age. Like he'd say, "Oh, I don't fucking eat." He'd go, "Oh, I don't eat fucking lamb cutlets." And I said, "Fucking Max, you fucking eat one."
Yeah.
They're fucking, you know, they're $62 a kilo, but you eat fucking
It'd
one.
It'd be $2.60 for your lamb chop, mate.
You fucking eat one lamb chop. So fucking eat a lamb chop, mate. So I guess it's like that when you get a bit older. But yeah, thanks for coming on and doing the podcast.
Me, mate. It's been great.
I think you've done pretty well, you're fucking now living what a lot of people want to get to.
Yeah.
That fucking, you're living easy. You fucking look, compared to when I haven't seen you since last October, you certainly do not fucking look stressed like you did.
Yeah.
You look way more relaxed.
Yeah.
You've lost weight. Your fucking perfusion is better. I don't know how the fuck that works, but honestly, you fucking just look like you're much fucking happier within yourself. When people are stressed out and shit, sometimes they look a bit pale and a bit fucking grey and not really, but you actually look healthy.
Because the blood's pumping somewhere.
You look fucking healthy. You've lost weight.
Yeah.
You're doing stuff. You're actually enjoying the fruits of your labour, and you fucking look. You look fucking healthy. You look happy, mate, which is good. Mate. It's good to see.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming on the show, and
thank you, mate.
Let's have another drink.
Yeah.
And have something for dinner.
Everyone like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Good on you, Gav. See you later.
Good on you. Thanks, mate.
Thanks for listening to East Coast Averages. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out the door. Thanks for Gavin for having a chat to us today. Now, you might be hearing that music underneath the ending there with Gavin. Look, when I choose the music, I just go through like a sound subscription fucking service where I have the license for the music and I listen to the songs. And I basically go with what fucking feels right. I don't know why, Gav, but for some reason, an Italian bloke reminds me of you. The Italian movie reminds me of you. No, you're not Italian. Your son's over in Europe, but anyway, that Italian music for some reason reminds me of you sitting back. I don't know, drinking red wine and eating pasta and enjoying your life. So, yeah, enjoy the Italian music. And I know you're going over there next year, so maybe you should visit Italy as well. For some reason, it resonates with you. But anyway, people, thanks for listening to East Coast Averages. As always, you can get me at info@eastcoastaverages.com on the email. You can send me a message on Spotify or Apple or whatever podcast platform you're listening on. Press like and subscribe and come back next week.